YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. Yeah, man, I'm about to get my day started here, man. It's what's the day? Wednesday? Um, Today Wednesday. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all watching my videos. It's a video I've been meaning to make for the last couple months. This video is basically a 3-month recap for the last 3 months. What's been going on with the truck? Nothing specific. I don't have any like physical numbers, but like I was doing my taxes and stuff a couple weeks ago, and I can pretty much go off the top of my head on what's going on with the truck and the numbers and stuff like that. So January, February, March, I did pretty well to me. I set small goals that, okay, I want to be here. I want to be here. Anything bigger than last year is good. So last year about this time I did January, February, and March I did 18,000 gross deposits to my checking account. This year I did 20,000 and change gross to my checking account, which is very interesting. It's very interesting because let me tell you, last year, January, February, and March, I was running in the Northeast. Now, loads that go to the Northeast pay very well, but once you get up there, like I live down in the South, like I would have to go up there, and then to go home, you're gonna have to work your way down, and I'll just do like a little circle. I'll run up 95, then come back down, run up 95 and come back down. And the way that I was doing it, it was like I would be home every other weekend, because that was my first I just started the load board, you know what I mean? I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what was going on. I was just trial and error. And like here's another thing. Like, I get a lot of calls from guys who kind of ask me what to do and stuff. Like, it ain't that complicated. You just got to get on the board and try it. You got to, if you see a load on the board that pays good, book the load. Just book it and see what happens. You know? Because in the beginning, you're going to have to take a hit to see what's going on. That's business. That's the risk you putting up in business. You're taking a risk jumping out here to see what's going on. Okay? There's a risk factor to coming out here. There's no rule book. There's no hidden secrets. It's really just looking at where you live at and just going from there. Like if you live in Memphis, you got to figure out what loads run in Memphis. You just gonna have to figure that out. You know? You live in the Northeast, if you live in like Jersey and shit like that, you just gonna have to book those loads and figure it out. You know, if you live in the Dallas area, or Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, you just have to book loads and figure it out. You know? But in general, if you just follow, because I have videos talking about how to book loads, 2 loads a day and stuff like that and stuff. It's just trial and error. It just doesn't get, it's not that complicated. You know, it's trucking. Because I've been in trucking 10 years. It's getting in trucking in the first place is trial and error. You just trial and error. You just get on the board, watch the board, and if you see something that you want to run, book it and see what happens. You go to the customer, you take a look at the customer. Okay, you go to a customer, right? And it's a whole bunch of Snyder trailers at this customer. Take note of that. Because if it's a whole bunch of Snyder trailers at this customer, it's like, oh, they must have a lot of freight coming out of here. Ta-da! You know what I mean? Sometimes I go into the customer and talk to them. What days of the week do they book these loads? Just last week, I was talking to a customer. I was telling them, I was like, hey, I asked them straight up, like, hey, when do y'all, because I was talking to the transportation manager. Now, he's the guy that talks to Snyder. I was like, hey, when do y'all release loads to Snyder? He was like, every Friday. I was like, okay. It's just like he's like every Friday. So I was like, okay. So like the load that I was pulling out of there, I picked it up on Monday. So he said when he releases the load on Friday to Snyder, I guess it sat at Snyder's in Snyder's load board for Saturday, Sunday, Monday before they put it on the load board. So I'm like, okay, and just like that, it's common sense. There's another customer I did that when I ran a load up to New Hampshire one time. I was pulling a load coming out of New Hampshire, going down to Florida. And I asked that customer because loads up in the Northeast, they're not plentiful. Like loads in the Northeast coming south are not plentiful. They're plentiful loads, but they just don't pay. And this particular load paid pretty well to come out of the Northeast. I think it paid like $1.50 amount, $1.60. I don't recall because this is last year. I don't recall. But so I asked them, how often do you use Snyder? Because it's a small, very small customer. And I asked them, how often do you use Snyder to ship your product? And this is the guy. He was like, well, it just depends. And he was like, every other week, he was telling me, every other week. And just, I don't recall exactly, but I remember him saying something about a Monday and a Wednesday or something like that, and every other week. And I was like, okay, I made note of that. So every other week, I want to look for that freight coming out of there. It's a very small customer, so, it's a live load. So it's, a little warehouse with 2 docks. It ain't really much going on. It's just like some displays or something that goes down to Jacksonville, some displays, fixtures and shit. They manufacture display fixtures or something like that. So I was like, okay, cool. So it's just, the point I'm trying to make, I'm getting off subject, but walk with me. The point I'm trying to make with last year is that it's trial and error. So I was doing that, running that, and now I'm trying this. I'm doing the regional game, 2 loads a day, 3 loads a day sometimes. And I'm starting to see that I'm taking home more money than running all over the place. I actually have real hard data to tell you guys, yeah, the money is in the short game. And I have more home time. I have a better quality of life. Because when I was running up in the Northeast, I would be out 2 weeks at a time. A week and a half at a time. Because that first week you're going to gross a lot of money. And then the second week you're going to run about 3-4 days. And then you got to take a hit to go home. Because loads that are coming down south pay like 80-90 cents a mile and shit. But like I said, I found that customer up there. And I asked them. Because that load paid like $1.50, $1.60 a mile. So to come south, that's pretty good. Damn good. And I'm sure guys who got direct shippers, probably that's a shit rate for guys who got direct shippers and who got your own truck and trailer. But I'm leased on, and that's a good rate to come south. To go north, you're probably looking at rates anywhere from $1.80 to $2.50 a mile to go up in the Northeast. That's the best paying freight to go up in the Northeast. So I'm telling y'all this to say that, okay, there's a difference between last year and this year, and I'm seeing the numbers. So, oh, I'm sorry. I thought the camera stopped. So at this point, I'm $2,000 ahead of last year, and I don't even work that hard. So like this year, from January, February, March, like I work like 5 days a week and I go home. I be home every weekend and I show y'all that. I have videos showing y'all I'm at home, I'm at the house, and I show y'all when I'm coming out. I'll make a video like on a Monday or something, let y'all know what's going on. I did this much this week, I made this much this week, and like last week I took off. And I know a lot of guys they talk about being in the hole when you're leasing a truck. Yeah, but if you don't have no savings, yeah, you could be in the hole. You know what I mean? Like my settlement wasn't in the hole, but I didn't get a full settlement. I basically broke even because I basically worked from Tuesday to Wednesday, and then I went home. So those 2 days paid for all my expenses, and I ran like 3 loads. So it was pretty much like, I think I had a $1,300 settlement or something like that. So that $1,300 pretty much paid for all my expenses for that 3 days that I ran. It paid the truck note, insurance, and I think my settlement was like $300-400, which ain't, it's fine. I have savings. That's the point of having reserves. So it's just like, by putting myself on the salary, my business checking account pays me. So that way I have some money to pay my bills, to eat, or whatever. So it's like, that's why you gotta save your money. Like, I don't require a $2,000 settlement every week. I don't require a $1,500 settlement every week. I don't require a $500 settlement every week. So that's why you want to build your savings, to get to a point where you can just take it easy. So for the last 3 months this year, I'm starting to see I'm making more money without working hard. So like January, February, and March this year, I grossed $20,000, and I didn't even work that hard. So I'm like, damn, what if I would have worked harder? Where would I be? I probably might be at like 30,000 gross deposit into my checking account. So I'm like, damn. But I'm not here for the money. I'm here to build a business. That's why I'm here. So I'm here to gain knowledge, experience, and to get a truck at the same time. And that's why I'm here. So that's pretty much a 3-month recap. I don't want to get into the expenses because I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going off memory. But I'm just making a point that, yeah, I'm $2,000 up above last year because I got this cheaper truck, and my expenses is a little bit lower, maybe about $1,000 a month cheaper monthly, and that money goes into my business checking account to save for maintenance and stuff. Now, I got a video. I have a few videos talking about the maintenance issues that I had. The first couple weeks I was out with this used truck, this new truck, my starter went out. My APU went out. I had to replace the little fuel tank module on the fuel tank, because the fuel tank, the fuel hand was acting up. Like, I'll fuel the truck up, and then the damn thing will be swinging all over the place. Any of y'all had a Freightliner, y'all know that's classic Freightliner. All the Freightliners I've had when I've been in trucking, once you have it for a while, once a Freightliner gets a certain age like that fuel tank start acting up. You gotta replace that sender module thing. That was about $130 for the fuel tank module thing. I went to Freightliner, got that. I showed y'all the video about the starter getting repaired. Snyder paid for that. Actually, they didn't pay for the whole bill. I thought they was gonna pay for the whole thing, but they didn't pay for the whole bill. The whole bill, what was like, I think it's about $1,000 for that bill. So they paid half of it. I had to pay the other half. So, so that's how that went. And I took the APU in, had to get that looked at. Snyder paid for the APU. They paid for the APU. The APU, that was like $300 to get that looked at. What else? Pretty much the truck been running good, The truck been running good. Yeah, for the most part. It is a used truck, but at the same time, it's, knock on wood, I haven't seen anything like major wrong with the truck. It runs good. It pulls freight good. It seems like a pretty strong truck that I can look at to keep, and so, we got good tires on it. I haven't had any bad tires, blowout or nothing like that, knock on wood. And it seems like a pretty good truck. I ain't have any issues, knock on wood. So But yeah, man, I thought I'd just make a quick update, man. 3-month recap, let y'all know what's going on with the truck, man. I mean, if y'all want to come on this board, man, y'all can just email me at jhtrucking45@gmail.com. And like, you know, like you can't do what I do. You got to put your time in. And a lot of guys, they come on the board, and then I get these guys' phone numbers, and like they expect to be where I'm at. Like I've been on the board for a year now. Like I know my area, so it's like you're gonna have to put that time in. Like give yourself 3 to 6 months to figure out something, and then maybe a year out, you're gonna be very confident on what's going, where the loads are at, and you don't talk to customers, and you know what I'm saying. It's just simple as that, man. It's just common sense. It's business, and you got to run it like a business. You in business, so that's just what it is, you know. Like I love this Snyder board, man. It's great, man. Like I don't even work hard. I do what I want to do, come and go what I want, get in the run the loads that I want. I do what I want. It's the closest thing I'm gonna get to having my authority without having my authority. It's crazy. It's just ridiculous because it's just like I go from like there are times where I go home for 4 days, you know. Like yeah, I'm technically gonna be in the hole, but like a lot of times when I go home and if I'm planning an extended home time, usually I'll just run maybe 1 or 2 days and then go home. Like I live in Atlanta, so I run a load from Atlanta to Jacksonville back to Atlanta, then go home just to cover. Like see how like if I'm planning to go home for the week, or like say if a holiday or something come up, like Memorial Day coming up, Labor Day coming up, and all that shit. Like this past Easter holiday came up and shit. Like I planned all of that. I ran an extra couple days so I can be off for that holiday, and I still got a settlement. And you know, it's not that hard to plan a work-life balance on this board, you know, and still make good money. You know, making $1,500 to $2,000 a week. You know, so it is what it is, and like it's a lot of guys out here. Like I bump into guys with their own truck and trailer, and we making the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's you know I'm doing the same thing they are. Like they booking loads off a load board, I'm booking loads off a load board, and like I put my load board next to their loads, and like their loads may be paying maybe a little bit more than mine, but they got more expenses. So it's a numbers game. Like a lot of guys don't understand that it's a numbers game out here. So like you lease onto a carrier, yeah, your rates are not that high, but at the same time, you're responsible for insurance. You got a trailer. You know what I mean? You spending the money either way. You know, these companies got it all figured out. So, but that's the deal, man. You know, running this board, man, it's pretty good. You know, but yeah, I'm running my mouth. I'm rambling. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.